to Raconteurs News. It's 2018. I fucking said 2018 now instead of 2018. Like a wanker. This is live radio, people.
What the BBC tell us isn't what the government want us to believe, and just think of that, and, think about who benefits, because at the bottom of everything is somebody benefiting from something somewhere. And there's one thing for sure, it fucking ain't me, and it ain't you.
And it's happening again. 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 And it's happening again.
It's down to us then to sort it out then, isn't it?
You get a dog, or a wolf, or a spider, or a snake. How can you get a snake to be the same species as a dog? It's easy. You call the species that bites you.
Weird.
That bites you.
Yeah. Right.
That bites you.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a choice. Yeah. Yeah, you've got a choice. Yeah. Yeah, you've got a choice. Yeah, you've got a choice.
But, do you want a punch in the face or a kick in the bollocks?
Jesus.
So what did you want to talk about?
Bollocks. Yes, Jason's bollocks. No bills of exchange.
That's how much I'm interested in fucking cricket.
Well, you're not to have a modicum of intelligence, would you seem to believe?
Exactly.
All the thinking is...
Which one of us are you going to propose to this evening?
A lot of men who don't have sex.
Yeah.
Talk about Jason.
Yeah. Good evening, and welcome to Raconteurs News Tuesday evening edition. It's the first of 2023. Happy New Year to you all from myself and everyone here at Raconteurs News, which is me and Jimmy. And Robert as well. We forgot about Robert, and of course my wife downstairs, who's the administrative assistant, shall we call her? We'll call her something. We'll give her a title anyway. So I hope you had a good Christmas. Good evening, Jimmy. Alongside me, as usual, all the way over there in Ireland, where everybody's fuming. Everyone's so angry with you Irish people at this time of year. I'll tell you, it's incredible. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great, man. I don't know what all this freaking pent-up anger is about, though. What do we do now? What do we do this time?
Well, apparently, Mrs. Brown's boys was shit. And so that comes from Ireland, which I could have told you 10 years ago. But,
I could have told you what was shit, too.
Everyone's fucking fuming about it. Really, it's one of the big stories. It's one of the big issues of the moment is should Mrs. Brown's boys be allowed on? Of course they'll be allowed back on. It's a bloke dressed up as a woman. Fucking BBC, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it'll certainly be coming back on. I've lost my thing now. Oh, there we go. So how was you were a bit ill, weren't you?
Yeah, I was very, very ill there for quite a number of days, 4 to 5 days, and got struck down with some crazy shit, man. That was like, I think the last message I sent to you before I cancelled on that Friday, the show we were supposed to do on the Friday, and my temperature was up around 103.2 at that stage, and it was still rising, and I was saying, oh shit, man, I'm getting very close to 104 here, it's like, this is not good, I says to myself. It was so bad. I had a thermometer here, right? A thermometer that I hadn't used. It's been here in my home for about 10 years, and it's never been out of the packet. And I got my first chance to use it on that Friday, and I was just thinking, geez, 104. If this gets any worse, I'm going to have to take a cold bath or something and bring this temperature down. But thankfully,
then you pulled the thermometer out your arse, and your temperature was 104.
But I didn't realize at the time that it was a virus that was going around, and that was the strange thing. And I had it for a number of days because it was only when I called to cancel Christmas dinner with Mum and just told her the situation. I didn't want to tell her beforehand because she'd be worrying. You know what mothers are like. So, and then she was telling me that everybody in the country is getting it. Like, so it was then I realized that, like, holy shit, lad, this is one dangerous bug that's going around. It really is, like, because I don't know if you've ever had a temperature up at close to 104. The last time that happened to me, I nearly died, nearly lost my life, and I was unconscious for about 4 weeks in a bed after it. So, with a bad case of pleurisy and a high temperature, so I nearly died that time. So I didn't want to take the risk again this time, of being 4 weeks down. So I kind of took care of the temperature while I could and just kept it down just around the 103, 102 and a half to 103 mark for a few days, and then it started to go away itself. So, but like for anybody like with children, especially with children getting that little dose now, it'd be very, very dangerous for them. So.
Yeah, getting out. It sounds like something nasty. There's definitely something nasty going around at the moment, isn't there? We don't know what the cause is. We're not doctors. How are we supposed to know what the cause is? But there's certainly something going around at the moment. There's certainly some sort of bug that people are getting. I noticed that it's just about fucking everybody I know. Everybody I know. I feel like my missus has not been very well. She's had a temperature. I think we're just going back to work and that though. Jason, the glasses make you look like that guy from the TV show Bottom. Aid Edmondson, you mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Thanks for that, Lynn. But certainly, something's been going around, and somebody's got something. There's something definitely. Something is the foot.
Something is definitely afoot, Jay, because this is like I don't get sick normally, right? And this in the last 2 months now, that's two really nasty doses of something that I've had, which the first one left me wrecked for about 4 weeks, and the second one didn't last as long, but it could have been just easily as bad, if I didn't take care of it. So. And the speed that it came on, it was just unreal. I've spoken to a few different people who had it, and they all got hit exactly like I got hit. They went down in a matter of a minute or two. It was like 1 minute you're fine, and next minute you fucking on your back and just think, what the fuck is after happening? My brother had it, and he was all right. He was heading up to work on whatever morning he actually got it. By the time he got to work, he got out of the van, and then straight away it hit him, and it also hit the other fellow that was traveling in the van with him. Hit him so bad he ended up having to sleep in the van for the day. So whatever it was it's hitting people very, very quickly. Like the speed is just unreal. It's kind of like very, very unusual.
Yeah, very. The thing my missus had were a bit like more of a. I think she thought she was getting tonsillitis. It only took a couple of days to get over anyway. But like I say, she was ill at the time with me when I was ill at the same time. And she's had a bout of sickness in between as well when she first went back to work. So it may well be this definitely something the foot. Sorry, I know I'm getting it wrong here. I'm doing it on purpose. Honestly, I am. Anything I get wrong, I'm doing it on purpose. But yeah, there's something there. Of course, we had an NFL player collapsed last night. On the field with heart failure, apparently, and another former NFL bloke who tweeted about people should be killed if they didn't take the orders that they were given a couple of years ago, then they should be killed. And he's dropped dead at about 40, I think, something like that, 37, 40 years old. 38, yeah. So he's dropped dead. So perhaps there's a little bit of a virus going around, and perhaps a little bit of karma as well. I don't wish that upon anybody, obviously, because it's not nice. Oh, before we get any further, anyway, let me just say hello to everyone in chat room, because we aren't, have we, Jim?
No, of course not.
Is there anyone you want to say hello to in chat room? I never asked you. Do you want to say hello? Hello to everyone
Well,
in
I
chat.
just want to say hello to anybody I'll see here. I'll say hello to Robert, to Mascara, to Jerry, Paula, Kendo, Spanish, of course, 462904, and anybody that you may think I've forgotten there, Jay. And Happy New Year, everyone.
There you go. Yeah, I don't think he's forgotten anybody. Spanish Chicken, Dat Matt and Donna Caddy. There's Jerry, son of Mick. Nin as well. Good evening, Nin. Over there, they're saying that I look like Aid Edmondson. I don't know. I'm more of Rick Mail. I fucking loved Rick Mail. But I weren't quite so keen on Aid Edmondson. He reminded me of somebody I went to school with who were a complete and utter fucking wanker. Although he weren't, I know he weren't, but he just reminded me of somebody who was a complete wanker. Spanish Chicky, Jerry, son of Mick Kendo. Everybody's yeah. Who said Mrs. Brown's boys is shit, says Chris Partridge. I'll tell you who's saying it's shit. I'm telling you it's shit. 462904 as well. We're going to say hello to all you people. And I'm not forgetting Leeds as well. Leeds, mate, my phone's knackered up and I haven't got your fucking number. And I haven't got your missus's number as well. So can somebody get in touch with me with it? Please, if you can, if you're listening, mate. I went to fucking ring it over there and it's all fucked up. So anyway, I hope you're all right, mate, and had a good Christmas. And hello to Jill as well, his missus. So there you go. So it's all out of the way. It's all out of the way.
Yeah.
It's all out of the way. We get that shit out of the way. It happens every year, doesn't it? It comes along and it's so much mental battering on your fucking brain that you think that you should be doing something. You know, it's like that. It's like that when you feel obligated. It's a state obligation to fucking skint yourself and do loads of shit at Christmas. But now it's over.
I don't have that problem, Jay, at all. And the only thing I missed this year was just going, because myself and Mum, we don't do anything special. We might have a steak or something like that, or something just like normal everyday stuff. Because, you know, there's no kids here to be fucking pandering about around and pretending to be dressing up as Father Christmas and do all that crap for. I don't have that shit to deal with, you know, and I don't go to visit anybody who does have kids because I can't stand the little cunts. So I try to avoid it if at all possible and stay on my own. And if I have to go out, I'll go to Mum's where it's usually quiet, you know, and that's the way I do it. That's how I handle Christmas, and that's how I get through it sanely.
Yeah, that's the problem with me is it's like when you see people at Christmas or anything, it's fucking small talk. You know, doing that small talk thing. It's fucking, you know, you just, you know, I mean, it's so awkward. This is me and my missus when we're doing small talk.
The economy.
It's just fucking ridiculous. Oh, I've lost you again. You think he's gone?
It's do you know what's called?
Oh dear, he's gone. Oh no, where is he? When in Rome, random kindness to strangers, just holding a door. Yeah, that's the sort of thing we should do. We should do that all the time. It shouldn't be. It should. Oh, sorry about this. He's gone. He's disappeared. I think it might be something to do with the video that I put up. Are you back?
That's the second time it's when you put a video on, it seems to kick me out, or it does something to the camera here. And but the first time it done it to me on the backstage, I was just going to mute my mic, and next thing it fucked up my camera. So I'm going to try not to touch anything at all, myself personally. But at least I know I can pop back out and pop back in again, and that seems to be okay. But for some reason, it's
Shall we try it again? Let's see if it happens again. Let's show Uni at work.
Have you guys seen Hitler?
There you've gone. Oh, there you go. He's gone again. He's done it. Yeah, we'll have to stop that there. Oh dear. Sorry about that, Jimmy. I won't do it again. It's terrible. It's terrible of me. Anyway, you know what I've been doing. I've been grabbing. Oh, that's pissed me off. That if that's going to happen every time, I'm not going to be able to show video clips. That's just going to really do me head in. I'm going to have to get onto StreamYard and try and get something done about this. Are you there? Are you back, Jimmy? I'll not do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm not going to touch anything myself either because I thought it was just me, but it was the first time when you were showing me that one of uni, and I noticed it kicked me off then. So that's 3 confirmations now. So that's there's obviously something weird going on with the software. It's usually stable. It's usually very stable. So I don't know. I'll have a look into it later on.
Ah, well, never mind. Yeah, it's weird. Weird. So what were we talking about before we got there?
Well, we were just bitching about Christmas.
Like,
we were bitching about Christmas, like of what it's like to be a grumpy old man in the middle of fucking Christmas, you know.
Yeah, and it is you are, and I am. I know I'm a grumpy old man. I used to hate it because I worked all the time. Now I just hate it because I hate it because it's just so fucking fake. It's not even a religious holiday anymore, is it? It's just I don't know. And then what do they do? End of the year comes up where there's more fucking people going to food banks and homeless and stuff like that. And what do they do? Just fucking blow money up in front of you. You know, these firework displays that cost millions of pounds and that are put on at great cost, and there's people fucking underneath them. It's probably only like the fucking scene because they're homeless people living all around here. They're just fucking setting fire to money.
Yeah, I know. And the cunts next door freaked the fuck out of my cats. My cats went nuts here the other night when they were just outside doing a couple of their bits of banging stuff, like, so, and these cats here, like, they go fucking through you for a shortcut when they're when they're in a panic mode, you know. So I was a bit worried here. These cunts are going to attack me now, thinking I'm doing it. So, yeah, I hate all this fucking banging and shit. It's such a fucking waste, man. And, but look, I think the kids like it, but fuck, you know. I would have thought people would have had a bit more sense now with things being a little bit tight these times, you know. So, but obviously, like, they weren't banging for that long. So perhaps the financial crunch is hitting them to a certain extent, you know. So I didn't see as much. I didn't see any firework displays in the direction of town this year. So maybe they cancelled as well too. So usually, like, you can hear, like, it's like World War II, like in the local towns about 2 miles away. Usually around Christmas Eve you hear it kicking off, and I don't remember hearing it kicking off this year. So
yeah, we had
I don't know.
We had some New Year ones. It doesn't matter how bad things are. There's always some fucker around in the area who wants to get his cock out on fucking New Year's Eve, and that's essentially what you're doing. Is you're burning money. Essentially, you're doing your helicopter in your cock. You know, that's the helicopter thing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're blowing stuff up. It's like when you buy yeah. Or no disrespect, Leeds, if you're listening, but when you buy a really smart car, because he bought a Porsche, but I got to drive it, so I'm not bothered about that. It doesn't really count, that one, because I got to drive it. But it's you might as well be helicoptering with your dick on fucking Milky Moor, because that's all you're doing is showing it all off. But I know you had your own reasons, Leeds, and I can't fucking blame you for that, mate. Yeah. It was like
Chris is saying a big firework display in Ukraine that costs billions. That's for sure. Actually, the Russians
fucking see it though, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, I think about 100 Russian soldiers seen it there the other fucking night. Like, there was one of the HIMARS systems got set off at a local school that was being used by the Russian cadets, and I think it took out 100 Russian cadets there the other night. So that was a pretty decent firework display. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in Ukraine. I don't even think Russia are winning anymore by the looks of it. It's definitely very odd what's going on there.
Yeah. Sean Amos said death mass is a terrible time for estranged family members. It's more like suicide watch for them. They really mean it when they say, I'm glad that's over. Yeah, listen, mate, we know this time of year, that time of year, what it just were, it does seem to put a magnifying glass over things, over your problems and things that perhaps you don't. I had a couple of years when I was estranged from my family, and it's not good. So but you've got your Raconteurs family, the Raconteurs news family. I'm hoping you stick around here, and I hope you feel part of family as well, because that's what it's about. Although we're not really.
And then there's another aspect too. There's another aspect to it as well, where you got people who are really like a very, very unhappy time of the year for them, like, and when they're looking at people are very, very unhappy, and they see people who are, even if they're having a good time or pretending to have a good fucking time, it's fucking awful for people who are really, really in a bad spot, and it's it can be a very, very negative time of the year, I do find, and all for what? Just for the corporate experience, celebrating a day which is actually bloody pagan. At the end of the day, it's a pagan festival, and I'm not even sure there's it's not even clear Jesus was even born on that date. Never mind whether he ever...
apparently, weren't he, if he really did exist or something like that. And it's these cunts have took it over as well, because they nicked fucking they made Santa Claus, stolen St. Nicholas.
Yeah, there's a lot of good reasons. Like, there was a lot of good theories out there as to why Jesus was born in the springtime, especially because of the fact that there was lambs and everything in allegedly in the manger. And as some quite astute observers have noted, like, lambs are never born until spring. So, that to me was kind of like a killer hit. Holy shit! These guys are using their brains here. Oh fuck.
Local Experimentalists UK, good evening to you. Happy New Year, Jason, and your family. Thank you, and Happy New Year to you as well, and to all the Earthlings that are here in this family. Somebody said, I think it were Tony that were mentioning, or it might have been Spanish, was mentioning YouTube's new rules, and I think they're cutting right down on swearing. Look, we need a backup, right? We've got one. I've opened, if you go onto Rumble and look for search for Raconteurs News, you'll find it. It's on Rumble. It's got a picture. The picture is not the RN, but it's a picture of John, what's his face? That copper, that fucking Nancy Copper, John Wedger. It's got a picture of him in wearing makeup, like obviously that I've put on. It's like, but that's the picture. It's on Rumble. If you subscribe, because I can't go live on there unless I pay, or I'll get 25 subscribers, and I've got one subscriber, and it's me on a different thing. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll put the link up. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I've got it here, Jay. I think this is it here. Yeah, it looks like there's two. Is there two shows up already?
Yeah, there's two shows up on it already. Yeah, I put two up.
Yeah, there you go. It's in the chat there, and
there you go. Yeah. So get subscribed to that. Followers, whatever. I don't know where it is on Rumble. And then because I even got a video. What you have to do on that is you have to get a 30-second video that is going to go on a loop until it's the time that you're going live, and then you go live. Now I did a 30-second video, and then I went on, and it's no, you can't do it unless you've got 25 subscribers, or you pay a fucking $10 a month or whatever it were. And then
I thought it was 100 subscribers there. They must have changed recently, did they?
No, yeah, they must have, because it said 25 subscribers. You can only go if you've got 25 subscribers. I'm pretty sure that's what it were. That's what
okay. Well, that's good. That's an improvement, because the last time I checked on it, which was a couple of months ago, it was still you needed 100 subscribers. So that's a bit more reasonable.
Go live. Let's see what it is. Set up a new live stream. Oh, fuck off.
Well, I mean, Rumble is definitely a lot more stable, I believe, than Odyssey. I tried to tune into Cookie and Pete last night on Odyssey, and I gave up after about 10 minutes because it's just constant buffering and stopping and starting, and I said, "Oh look, I can't. I'll have to check out. I'll check out the recording of it later." I said, "Fuck this shit, man. It's not worth the hassle of the pain of trying to go through all this starting and stopping and jittery little bugs." And so, but Odyssey, like it's not just Cookie and Pete's show. There's a few shows I would like to follow live on Odyssey, and they all have the same issues. So Odyssey is not nearly ready yet for a decent live performance, in my opinion.
Right, it is 25 subs from 100, so it has gone to 25. It is 25, so it did say 25, and I thought, well, 25 is not bad. But anyway, there you go. If you can subscribe, we can. I will move on. I'll just drop me the Twitch. I'll probably just drop Twitch. We don't get fucking. We only get watchers. What we got here? We've got one on Facebook, one on Twitch, and 37 on YouTube. So, anyway, yeah. So, Rumble, that's where I think there's. I think that's all right. I think that'll be all right. I don't know what it's like live streaming, but
it's good. It's been my experience. It's very stable. It's pretty good. The only problem with Rumble is that notifications don't go out like as reliably as they should or could. So that's the only complaint that I've noticed from a few people I follow on. It is like about the subscriptions and the notifications. Basically, seems to be a little bit hit and miss. Like.
I'm having. Sorry, I'm getting some messages today off somebody. I've not. Somebody who's been on. I think he's been on this show. I don't know him very well, but he's had 2 strokes. Bloke. So Brian, it's Brian Clare. I don't know if you people remember him. Brian Clare. He's from up there near in Sunderland. He's had a couple of strokes not long ago. So and he's not very well. So all the best to you, Brian. He just this minute text me. Because I told him, I sent him a message back saying he needed the spirit. We're talking about his state of mind, and that was the key to getting through. And telling him to have the spirit of '73. And anybody who knows about football knows '73 were when Sunderland won the FA Cup, when they were a second division team to beat the mighty Leeds United. So anyway, I hope you get well soon, Brian.
Stroke, like, and it is survivable. Like it is like depending on how serious it is. Like it is possible to recover fully from a stroke as well too. So hopefully it wasn't too serious.
If you look at Ade has now got his drive. It's all right. It's 2 years, but it took almost 2 years. But he's now got his driving license back. He's pretty much got his life back to what it was before. Apart from he can't work. He's not. That way his brain don't work as well as it used to. So he and his daughter phoned me up when it had happened, and we discussed with me whether or not we should switch him off.
Oh, so, God, bloody hell!
So there you go. That worked, but he's still here, 2 years on, and he's got his driving license back. So it's been a long road, but he's gone along it. And
I'll tell you what, that was a close one. Do we switch it off or not? Holy shit, that was a close one. For fuck's sake, man.
Exactly.
How does she feel about what her potential decision might have been back then? Have you been spoken to her since that?
Yeah, I've spoken to her a few times. I know Jess quite well. I've spoken to her, when Adi was recovering. Obviously, when he was first recovering, it was. Again, COVID was about, so I couldn't go and visit him or anything in hospital. So I think that's what probably did him. It was the stress of COVID, because he could get stressed out really easily. And I think that's what eventually pushed him over the edge. But COVID, so I couldn't go and see him or anything. So I was keeping in touch, because I could send him a text, but he'd only send like 1-word answers back, and that would take ages. So you didn't want to overdo it, and talking on phone weren't very easy. But I spoke to Jess. I was in touch with Jess throughout his healing, and now it's look that if you feel like there's not. I watched the other day. I watched the Oh, I actually sat here and I watched the video that when I told when live on the show I announced that I'd got to have my leg off. It weren't a show that I weren't presenting it because I weren't well enough, but I came on and it where Andy were doing it and he got inclined bed therapy bloke on, and I came on and I come on and I'm just talking about having my leg amputated and I remember it and I just it's such a long time ago though, and you think to yourself, what a long road you've been down. We're here now. This is where we are now in the moment. That's the only place to live. So he's took 2 years, but he's certainly a lot better than he was. So, and look, never give up hope, and never give up giving up. Don't give up. Just never give up. Get well soon, Brian. Elfrey Robert subbed at channel at Raconteurs News at Rumble. Thank you, Robert. He's got a show coming up, Robert.
11th, isn't it? On the 11th of January.
Yeah, it's quite late, 11 p.m. isn't it?
I didn't check the time out, but yeah, I remember he mentioned late.
11 p.m. on the 11th. He's a fucking Freemason, that cunt, I'm telling you. He's got a show. He's got this woman coming on the 11th at 11 o'clock. What is going on?
And actually, it sounds like it's going to be an interesting show because he did put out in the Telegram last night that he was going to have to take it over to his own platform because this particular lady may become controversial. So that's said, definitely want to mark into the calendars. That could be very interesting. I wonder what you'd be talking about.
Yes, well, yeah, I bet everybody will be watching it. All the numerologists. It's a numerology 7, that, isn't it?
Really, yeah.
A woman on 11 o'clock on the 11th. Robert here, into the dark occult. Evening to Jimmy, the Wigan Joker. How you doing, mate? He's been doing loads of shows over the Christmas period and getting a lot of people through. So good evening to you, mate. And I hope are you well? Are you well? Hello, Haley Barr. Are you well? There you go. Sending thoughts, healing thoughts and prayers to everyone who needs it. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need. We just need blanket, omnipresent love. That's all we need. JJ, do you know what I was thinking? And I did this pretty much just to get one fucking joke in. But I was thinking about as awards for last year, the awards that we should give out. Well, not give out awards, but just sort of like have a little bit of an awards ceremony. Decide some categories and then decide who should win that category. And I only did this to get one joke out. That's it. This is how elaborate this is. It's so that I can do one joke.
I was actually thinking about a Person of the Year award myself too, and I can't remember what it was about, but I think it was going to be heading down a hairy direction, so maybe we need to wait another while. I know we've got one strike off, so at the moment, so we've got a little bit more breathing room. So that was good news to hear, Jay. That we're now down to just one strike, I believe.
Yes, yeah, we've got a little bit of breathing room, but you never know with these lot, do you?
No, I was thinking about it because it wouldn't surprise me if somebody might say just one crazy word tonight and then we could be back at strike 2 before we know it. I think that's what happened the last time, wasn't it? Because we got the second strike and I still have no clue what the hell that was about. I know I was driving the boat, or I can't remember. I think, was I driving the boat that night? I can't remember.
No, it was me that got the second one, weren't it? You got the first one. Right. I think you mentioned the video that somebody had done and YouTube had banned that video, and you mentioned the video. I think that's what it was. So,
that was Dr. Red Pill, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Dr. fucking. I went to a fucking doctor's, and all they did was suck blood from my neck. Don't ever go to see Dr. Accurate.
Oh man. But they're really pulling out all the stops over this this footballer that dropped there the other night. I hear they actually they know what caused it now already, right, before they've done any tests. And apparently it's this thing called Commotio cordis, right, which apparently, allegedly, you get if somebody hits you really, really hard thump on the chest, right? And this Commotio cordis, and I think there was only ever one recorded case of it in America, but never in the NFL. So it's good to know now that it was got to do with Commotio cordis. I don't know how they came to that conclusion already or so quickly, but we best believe them, because after all, the doctors do always know what's best and what's. They follow the science, after all, at the speed of science.
Commodious. What? Commodious. What?
Commodious cordis.
Commodious cordis. Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh no, Commotio. 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 Commotio cordis. I never heard of it.
Cordis. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Here we go. So anyway, who would you just let in our little raconteurs world? Let's just have a little raconteurs world. Oh God, I wish there were just a better way to get this joke in. But honestly, I fucking promise you, it is worth it. I'm making myself laugh now thinking about it. Fucking, I'm waiting for it. There. Now, I think special mentions from the chat room. We've got a mod of the year's obviously going to be Uni. Not quite. Oh, he was sacked though this year.
X mod of the year.
David, JJ has done a lot as well. A good special mention to him. I always get comments on old videos from yonkers ago, and it's always JJ fucking laughing and saying fucking all this sort of thing. So thank you, JJ. Tell the jab joke. Oh, God. All right, I'll tell you what. All right then. Okay. Here's the damn joke. Okay, so here's the category for comeback of the year, and the winner is Neil Sanders because he had the most cum on his back all year.
How did he get cum on his back?
Really? Do I need to seriously? Do I seriously need to draw some pictures?
No, I think I can let you know. It's just slowly coming on to me now. I can feel it dripping now down my back. It wasn't the cum of some very, very tall 6 foot girl called John, was it?
Do you know, I had no idea. Look, it was just a joke. Neil, if you're listening, whatever you're doing, your own fucking time is your business and none of mine. So it's just a joke. But I thought it was fucking funny. And I tried to build up an elaborate thing around it, like comedians do. They build up like an elaborate story around it. And we're going to do an entire awards ceremony just to get that joke out. Let's come back to the year.
It didn't go down well with Robert anyways. Robert has said his jokes was better. And you know what? I think you got a point there, Robert.
Do you know what I think this year? Listen to this. The newbie says no one died on the list last year. Should we laugh or cry? A little bit of both, I think. No, but we went for Christmas dinner at my parents, and we were sat there, having his Christmas dinner, and we pulled crackers, when everyone's telling jokes, aren't they? And so I fucking told I said, come round to me, cracked it out one thing, and joke, right? I went, joke, it's joke. Why did the man throw the clock out of the window? Because it reminded him of Richard Clark, the man who was convicted of knife raping his wife. Fucking family just so fucking sat there looking at me. And I had to say, of course, that's not the real joke. And then I did something about fucking National Health Service or some fucking ridiculous, something that Robert had come up with. Oh dear.
Well, look, it couldn't be any worse than that. Those Irish cunts. What were they called again? Mrs. What you call Brown
Mrs.
or
Brown's Boys.
fucking hell, man! What a bunch of fucking tards, man! I swear to
Do
God.
you know what? I've never watched it. I never fancied it.
Me
Right?
neither.
I've never watched it. I always thought because somebody, I think it was Nigel, right? Nigel said, I went to a gig with Nigel and Ada a few years ago, and we were talking about it, and I remember him bringing it up, bringing Mrs. Brown's Boys up and telling me about it, and like telling me how fucking funny it were, and how it were, you know, it were sort of thing, it were a niche, and you were in club if you got it, and if you didn't get it, then you were, you know, and all this shit. And then I was thinking about, and I thought about watching it, and then I thought to myself, Nigel is probably one of the most boring cunts that I have ever had the misfortune to be friends with. Sorry, the fortune to be friends with, because he's a nice bloke. He's a nice mate, but he is one of the most boring people ever. So I watched a little bit of Mrs. Brown's Boys, and it lived up to what I was thinking, what I was thinking in my head. But I was probably a little bit prejudiced because of who it had been, you know, who said to me that I should watch it. So now, fuck that. Never watched it.
Yeah. Father Ted is the only thing that I would watch to come out of Ireland, really, to be honest. I think I would rather watch Glen Road than watch bloody Mrs. Brown's Boys. Oh, fuck that shit, man. Fucking hell.
Well, fucking Father Ted's hilarious, man. I've never watched it all, but I've watched bits. I've caught the odd episode, and it's always fucking hilarious. I really must watch it all. But yeah, that Mrs. Brown's Boys, fuck me. That fucking bloke dressed up as a woman and then saying feck instead of fuck. Everyone knows it's fuck, don't they? Everyone knows it's fuck. And then you've got people like, people, bless them, saying that, thinking that they could then say feck. And I remember my sister wrote it once on feck years and years ago, wrote feck, and I said, what are you writing feck for? Are you actually commenting on it? What are you writing feck for? Everyone knows you mean fuck. Because I'm polite, and it's polite. You're swearing. It's hardly fucking polite. Fucking hell. Anyway, we didn't talk for 2 years after that.
No, Father Jack was the only one that could make feck sound funny, and I've never come across anybody else since who could ever make that word sound funny.
You see, is that where it came from, Father Brown? Father Ted, Father Brown.
Yeah.
Series.
Yeah. Father Jack, like the grumpy old priest, he'd be like, feck! You know, it was one of his key words, actually. So he's about the only one who could ever make that word sound funny. And as for everybody else trying to use it, they're just wannabes. And to be honest, I don't know anybody who's watching Irish television, anything with. They should have their head examined, right? They really do. It's like Irish television is fucking crap, real crap. I'd say watching the 6 o'clock news would probably be funnier than listening to fucking Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Listen, I don't watch TV here. I mean, I catch bits. You know, if I ever watch it's like old stuff. Like I sometimes watch Bill. I used to watch it religiously when I was sat on settee, stuck on settee. You know, when I just had my operation, and I fucking spent 3 fucking years on settee. I'll watch Bill, and I'd watch old stuff, reruns of old stuff. But the shit that's on TV is just utter fucking dog shit. Utter dog shit. It's just completely gone. It's no wonder that the more choice you get, the less quality there is.
Yeah, I remember when I did watch TV, it just used to be this endless reruns of old programs, just endless reruns of them, and I just couldn't figure out how they could keep that shit up for so fucking long. Like, is this the only shit that there is to watch in the whole fucking world, man? Just endless reruns of really bad old fucking shows, and I gave up on television many years ago, many years ago. I just find it a very mind-numbing experience. It's I can't even be in the same room as a TV anymore. I get physically nauseous if I'm around a television now, and especially when the adverts
Oh,
come
stop being so dramatic.
on. That's the truth, though. I'm telling you, that's literally the truth. I do get nauseous. I have to get out. I have to get out. I'm looking for the ads come on, and that's it. I'm looking for the fucking door. I'm out of here. Sorry, I cursed. Feck.
Fucking adverts, man. The adverts are terrible. They're terrible. I mean, it used to be, even back in day. Is it just everybody does this? Everyone will fucking people be yearning for fucking iPhone 14s when life was simple? You know, in about fucking how old am I? 50 years time. Oh, do you remember when life was simple and your phone weren't implanted in your head and didn't go off when you were fucking asleep? You know, and just because you've got it, can you imagine it? You've got it on vibrate and it's in your head.
Ah, I tell you, and it's coming. It's coming because I think in about 6 months from now, I think Elon Musk is going to be running his first human experiments on chips in the brain. I don't know. Did you hear about that at all?
What's that say? Sorry, say that again. I'm just reading a comment. Go on, say it again.
Yeah, well, in about 6 months from now, Musk is going to be doing his first Neuralink experiments to begin human clinical trials with chips in the brain. So this whole concept of a phone in your head is not really that far away now, you know.
No, it's not far away at all. I mean, I saw somebody got a chip in instead of the debit card. That had actually gone and asked for it, and of course, you go and ask for it, they're going to fucking get you, aren't they? And he got it. I think probably again just to normalise that sort of behaviour, which is not normal. It ain't normal. It isn't normal. It's like back in day, you know, shoving your whatever fucking berries or whatever you found, shoving them with your arse.
Yeah,
You know.
I've seen a few documentaries on the Swedish people, and apparently the Swedish people are kind of like very open to uptake of this technology, like, and a lot of them have already gone down the route of having chips in their hands to open things like their doors and start their cars, all sorts of crazy fucking shit, like, you know. So clearly, like, you know, I'm not adverse to technology, but there's just something not right about having your credit card in your hand. Like, you know, if somebody wants to rob your bank account, all you got to do is just take your hand off. Is just, see ya. Like, fuck.
Exactly. Now, you used to get your hand chopped off if you fucking nick something. Now you get your hand chopped off when you're a victim of being a theft.
Yeah. This is definitely where it's going, and I don't know. Maybe it is time for Planet X to come and take the whole place out with one of those what are they, EMPs or something like that, and then so much for getting your money out of your bank with your chip in your hand, you know. So I will see where it goes. You know, I don't think the technology is anywhere near stable enough just yet to support a society that wants to live like that, like where everything is electronic. I think it was only there the other day. I think a Tesla went over a cliff over in America somewhere. Whatever the fuck happened there. Like 4 people were inside the car and are already in and are still in critical condition. And this car just, whatever happened, like it just decided to go over the edge of the cliff. So what the fuck? This is a Tesla, right? And they have an atrocious track record, you know, safety track record, like especially with the self-driving and all that sort of bullshit. It's the technology is just not there yet. I mean, the technology looks good on paper, like, but in reality, how close are we to being able to totally make our whole way of life 100% electronic? I'm not sure they're as close as they would like us to believe.
No, and like with this metaverse here, it's just a cartoon. No, who wants to live in a cartoon? Nobody wants to live in a cartoon, do they? And if they want that, it's going to have to. You would have thought that by now that they'd have the technology to be able to make it look actually, real, rather than a fucking cartoon. Prime, have you having that problem in Ireland? Can people get all the bottles of Prime? Because that's got. Have you not heard about that? It's a drink, an energy drink that has been produced by Logan Paul and KSI.
I heard about it there this morning, I think it was, and I heard that they were queuing up outside of bloody Aldi all bloody night just to be the first to get hold of this bloody drink, man. What is wrong with people, man? Have they lost their mental faculties completely? Like, fucking nuts, man, nuts. So it's the same over there in England, is it? Like, are they queuing up overnight to get this drink?
Yeah, to get in and get it, and there's riots. There's fucking, honestly, it's nuts, mental. People are fucking mental. They are mental, and this is shit that you're putting in your kids. Your kids are demanding fucking absolute dog shit. If there were a dog shit shortage, I'm telling you, if these influencers said dog shit, you eat dog shit, there'd be people and parents are, following people with fucking dogs. Chris Partridge, did you watch Death Becomes Her yesterday? You forgot what a great film it was. No, I didn't watch it. I've never watched it, I don't think.
Death Becomes Her. That sounds familiar. Is that a comedy with Rowan Atkinson?
No, I think it's got Meryl Streep in it, hasn't it? Is it Meryl Streep or Barbara Streisand or one of them Jewish women?
Some of those dodgy Hollywood people. It's like, bloody hell. They're not well in the head either, I'm afraid. Who was that one? Cher. Cher was like giving out on Twitter there the other day about all these dodgy anti-jabbers, like giving out bad advice, and unfortunately she listened to them and she ends up not taking the flu jab, and she got the flu. It's all these bloody.
She blamed people because she was late taking it. She hesitated. I mean, come on, for God's sake! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. I think it must be senility, like, kicking in. Like, she is 74 or 75 or something like that, so maybe there's a little bit of a brain problem developing there,
It's senility everywhere. It's always someone else's fault. No matter what it is in your life, it can be attributed. That's a great industry. Who can I blame? Right, I've got flu and I've been vaccinated against flu. Right, who can I blame? Oh, well, I did briefly look at that article, which made me 10 minutes late to my appointment to get my flu shot. Perhaps in that 10 minutes, if I'd already taken that 10 minutes earlier, I would have been okay. But no, it's got to be that person that wrote that article. It's their fault. So there you go. They're the reason I've got flu, and it's absolutely nothing to do with any other nefarious reasons. So, like, just flu, you just go and fucking get it, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, to look at, I'm guilty of falling into that trap myself as well, and I've found myself like reminiscing about my last 2 months of illness and thinking, like, is this what they were telling us was going to happen? Like, if we tried to sort of like treat our way out of a pandemic, like with whether you're using whatever sort of technology it is, like whether it's a traditional or one of the modern versions of a treatment, like, that, like, trying to do it like in the midst of a pandemic that runs the risk of possibly creating crazy new variants. And I'm starting to wonder that. I do find myself falling into that trap myself as well too, of who do I blame? Because I don't get sick. What the fuck is it? It's I've got to find someone to blame, So
yeah, there's got to be someone to blame. I've got to be able to blame somebody because it isn't my fault. Because I do not do anything wrong. I'm entitled to be healthy all the time. So, why it's got to be somebody. Fucking, just people want to blame other people for everything. Like when, they've probably got an hangover half at fucking time.
Although we've got something very crazy going on in China again. It's almost like we've got a rerun of 2019, 2020 again. I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on it. It's like it's. I think they're having serious problems over there at the moment, and I think this time they really are having quite a number of deaths, and quite a number of infections. And I'm hearing also that not even the Chinese Communist Party are immune to it now. I'm hearing quite a number of them have already succumbed and died. And Joshua Phillips, he does shows for the Epic Times, and he was talking about there the other day, and he suggested that the reason that a lot of these CCP members are having problems and dying is because they're all on anti-rejection drugs for the organ harvesting industry, and that a lot of these drugs seem to be hard to get now at the moment. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but Joshua is usually fairly not too bad with his information, and especially when it comes to what's going on inside China, although you can't 100% trust anybody with what's going on inside China, because very little information does come out of there in the long run, but clearly they're having a huge outbreak there, and they're expecting by the end of the month the whole country to be succumb to whatever this is that's going around, some new variant, I believe. But anyway, as we learned from 2020, what happens in China very, very rarely stays in China, and we're starting to see already countries are starting to sort of put a halt to people coming in untested from China, and so possibly there is something really going on now this time. I don't know what happened there during 2020, but there may well be something happening there this time round. So interesting, very interesting what's going on there at the moment.
Yeah, it is. I've heard that. I've heard noise that people coming in from China are being tested, or they would not have been allowed in, or they're being tested before they depart. Even so, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe there is something, a little bit of something around the corner. Like you say, everybody, a lot of people are ill. There's a lot of people are ill with long-term things as well. I mean, it's all when you talk about having flu, or having some sort of infection or whatever. There are people who've got long-term, a hell of a lot of people, a lot more people than I remember having sort of long-term. Most people are usually on some sort of drug or other.
Right. I don't know too many personally, but I have been keeping up with what's been going on here locally, and I know some of the hospitals are now at capacity. Limerick Hospital in particular apparently is under severe stress, and they've reactivated people who probably haven't worked in the health service for many years, probably retired, and so they're reactivating a load of people, anybody who's had any qualifications at all, to come in, and they're having to sort of book up all the private hospitals apparently. So clearly there's, as you say yourself, something is afoot, Watson. And I'm not sure what it is. I have my suspicions that possibly we're starting to see this this cascade of variants maybe coming out, and them having a silly little dance, and who knows, maybe a lot of people getting sick this time around. I don't know, but it certainly does seem like it to me that there's an awful lot of people getting ill constantly at the moment, and so I don't know if it's going to get any worse. Maybe it'll blow over. I was expecting that we might start to see less and less of the people dropping dead and stuff like that, but that doesn't seem to be slowing down either. It seems to be still in the sports world where that's good. That seems like it's going to continue for another while anyway. So
what we can definitely say is that they're being highlighted more, because we haven't got numbers, but they are being highlighted more, and it is happening more often in an arena where there are a lot of people, and where many times when it's live on TV, and there's been quite a few cases where people who've been watching spectators have also had to stop a game when spectators needed some help. So there is something happening. There is something happening. Whether that is just a greater, a bigger glare of this, spotlight being put onto this more, or the figures. Bear in mind, I'm just trying to not get another one. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm totally with you there, Jay, because I know what you're trying to say here, because the fact that we may not have been looking for it before, and the fact that now that we are looking for it, perhaps we're just seeing it now, and it was always there, because there's always this sort of thing going on. Like, if we hadn't if it hadn't been highlighted, would we still have noticed it? So maybe it's always been this bad. I don't know. We don't have any real data. We sort of have a little bit of anecdotal evidence, but nothing tangible that we can say, yeah, for sure. Like this, the numbers could be quite normal for all we know, and we're just only noticing this.
My first heart attack was when I was 27, so that's pretty young, and that were in 1997. So. It's not like it's never happened before, but like I said, is it happening more now, or is it just being reported more? And I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think you all know what I think, but you've got to look at all the way. I mean, what get some predictions for this year? What do you predict the big stories are this year going to be this year in 2023 as we head hurtling towards the fucking mid-20s? It's the mid-20s. I mean, that was when my fucking I think my grandmother was born in mid-20s. So we get into like a cycle that I can actually look back on and see of 100 years, and I can it's like a line of memory there.
Well, I kind of predict maybe in around February or March. Like I expect that Trump will probably exonerate himself from any fault in Joe Biden pooping his pants on his next visit to the Vatican. Maybe that's probably that could possibly happen. I don't think there's going to be any change at all this year. I think it's gonna motor on. I think we're still going to see. It's going to be a whole year of everything that was happening in 2022, and we're going to be focused probably at the end of the year still on how many people are not with us anymore and who may have dropped or succumbed to some sort of strange illness. I have a worst case scenario is that we do actually get a real pandemic. It's not like and you could almost the very fact. What was that operation that they were talking about there quite recently, where Bill Gates came out and he was predicting the next pandemic, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen this year. In all fairness, nothing would surprise me now anymore at this stage. I'm thinking that if things continue to keep on going as bad as they're going, with people dropping, I think they're going to need a real pandemic or something like that to distract everybody nicely. I don't see a war. I don't see any major war, but I wouldn't rule it out either. Who knows? A war in the Middle East?
It's not going to be a war.
No. I think we're seeing peace already. Peace deals going on between Syria and Turkey, which is a major move for the Arab countries. And if those two manage to seal this peace deal, that's going to be a game changer. I think what we'll see is we'll probably see America pull out of Syria altogether. Their position will probably become totally untenable there. So. Very. I don't like to make predictions, though, Jay, because I'm fucking useless at them. Useless. I'm usually wrong about everything. So,
well, as Ron Atkinson once famously said, "I don't make predictions, and I never will."
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I have to remember that.
Oh dear. Evening, Wigan. Tricia, Morticia, Donna Caddy. Evening to you, Lawson. 1243. Sorry, 143. Sean Hamer as well. Yeah. I'll shut my door, Lloyd. I'm just going to shut my door.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Jay? Do you have anything that you might think might play out, or sort of like any predictions that you might like to take a jab at, maybe?
Now I want to take a stab. Look, there's not going to be any war. I don't know whether this is just going to be. We're going to fucking fall into recession. That's going to be the main thing. This is going to be a year of people getting fucked up their shitter, good and proper by government, all from left, right, and centre. That's as far as I can see. There'll be the perpetual shit going on in Ukraine, because that means that then they can launder billions of dollars through Ukraine and Zelensky and all that crap over there. So that'll keep going, keep rumbling on. Putin's playing his little part. They're doing the best to try and make it look strategic and as if it's really bad. But the New Year's celebrations in Kiev, where there were some bombs coming in. What do you expect? You're supposed to be at fucking war, right? So why are you having a party? You don't have a party in the middle of a fucking war, do you? No, especially when you're on the front line. You are basically the front line. You don't have a party. It don't happen.
Well, I could imagine a few arms dealers having a party or two there,
And while all these fucking turds all have this fucking like round and round and round the garden with everybody else's fucking money, going fucking everywhere and paying off little backhanders to everyone until the whole fucking lot's disappeared, and we're all fucking sat here, many people are wondering what they're going to fucking like next month's rent is, or mortgage payment, or whatever. Fuck them. Live for today. This is it. This is the only fucking thing that matters. This moment in time. This very moment in time. And this one. And this one.
Although I have seen Poland have mobilized 200,000 troops, whatever the fuck that's about. It could be just defensive, maybe, but I thought it was an unusual move to see the Polish sort of mobilize so many. Well, we don't have any clear indication yet that they're going to be going into Ukraine. It's hard to know what's going to happen there, really. But the fact that they've mobilized is interesting in itself, So, but then again, though, there are some issues along the Belarusian border, and if Ukraine does collapse, I could see Poland taking over Western Ukraine. That's a possibility, I don't think they'll engage with Russia, though. I don't see that happening. But
oh well, none of my fucking goddamn business.
No, not yet. Not unless they want to expand it. But I don't think it's going to expand much more than where it is. Who knows? Maybe Poland do get dragged into it, but they have a vested interest. They do have a land claim there. So, but then again, Germany do have a claim to part of Poland as well too. So who knows where this will end? There might be a few more skirmishes before this is all over. But I don't think it's anything we should be panicked about or worried about, to be honest. And to be honest, I'm not even going to worry about the bloody recession or nothing like that. Fuck it all, man. Like you said, live for today.
Let's.
We actually had our first power cut today, a few hours ago, and it was the first time this year. All the threats that we've had about there's going to be no power because the wind is not blowing. I haven't seen any of those power cuts apart from today. The power was down for about an hour earlier on. It went down twice, actually. It went down first for 15 minutes, came back on, then went back for an hour. So have you had any power issues over in England?
No, mate. No power. I, not that I know of. Apart from when it was really cold and power went off in a part of Sheffield, but not near here. We were a part of Sheffield that were bordering on Derbyshire. So you know, we were getting onto a real outskirts of Sheffield.
Right.
But, apart from that, no. But that was weather related, I believe.
Yeah, well, look, the odd power cut is not unusual here either. Like usually, it's been quite a number of years since we've had a decent power out around the Christmas, New Year. It's you know, it just doesn't seem to happen anymore. So that's why I don't believe that there's going to be serious issues with power. No matter what they're saying up in government offices, like, you know, clearly they're talking out their backsides, you know. So
here we go. Fucking hell. How's about this? Here's something for you. What about I want to just here we go. Let's pop that up. Popular slangs way trend for 2022. So this is the slang of this language.
holy shit.
Every year they come with him own slangs way pippo deck they talk this slangs dem they trend all year through the year. Right, so they come up with some slang every year. Right, and the trend. Whether now from song or theme or even memes from internet doings. Fucking internet, there's doings for telling the internet. So there's doings for telling the internet. Don't know what become that. No, big aim so. Anyway, popular words go day and go viral saute. Sometime young people go day talk language way they parents or their seniors not fit understand. So they bring in some slang, and this slang means that people who can understand this, right? They don't even understand. So it must be some right proper fucking slang. Let's see if we can find where it is. So as the day year end, we say we carry some of the popular sayings from 2022 Samayu. Oh, that's right. So they're going to bring us some most of the time they popular for. I don't even know if these are slang phrases. Most of the time, them they popular for text conversation with stickers and memes or gifts. They make sense pass.
That's deep shit, man.
We go also tell you where them from come and how them they use so you self-fit form Gen Z. Right. You're paying for this, by the way. If you've got a TV license, you're fucking paying for this. So this fucking
well, look, you're better off paying for that than Mrs. Brown's Boys or whatever the fuck.
Nobody a bunch music star Asaki made the sentence go viral as I'm sing I'm inside Fireboy song bandana. Yep, that makes sense. This year he replaced another popular slang, he shock you. Now for when Pessin Day tell Tory we are them surprise one Pessin or another.
Pessin?
Fucking hell, the fucking Shay you day wine me. Is that one at sayings, do you think?
Shay you day wine me.
Shay you day wine me. What do you think? Well, this saying no gets specific origin and agberos they used plenty when them one fit for 2022 he been get revival. Fuck no. What I don't. Do you get any of this?
Not a single word. I got the pissing part, but I don't think it means what I think it does.
Say you day wine me. So it either means, from what I'm making out here, it either means fun done finish for household, or B, Shay you day wine me knee with about 4 eyes.
God.
I don't know what that fucking means other than any of this. This is fucking utter gibberish. You're paying for this. You're paying for it. Yeah, not you. You're in Ireland. Not me either, because, you know, I don't tell her. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They play. This get our origin from social media influencers. When them they flaunt, wetting them done get. So all shit they've got. So when I've got this. This is what this means here. This means, right? This one's from the social media influencers when they are showing off all their shit. Right. So all the wealth. For instance, if them build house, them fit shout, just they play for background. Don't know what that means.
No.
Even say, if you like, continue today unserious and no double your hustle, you no go blow like them. I don't get that one.
I don't get any of this, man, but I'll tell you what, it's great. It must be great fun to be able to write crap like this, and hopefully the people over there understand it a bit better, because
you're paying for this, JJ. Can't you speak it as it is, bro? I'm trying to fucking. It's weird. So I'm sorry. I'm just looking at some comments in here.
Yeah.
Let's fucking tell you what. Who's paying for this? You're paying for it. They play it. I'm paying for it. Right. Emmy Lockham. Emmy Lockham. This saying for English roughly mean say now my turn. Emmy Lockham. This saying start today go viral after the presidential candidate for the ruling All Progressive Congress Bola Ahmed Tinubu used for one speech in make for Ogun State.
Ogun State, obviously that's a place anyway. Ogun State.
Miracle no day taya Jesus. This one come from the 2021 gospel song with the same name way Mayor Tay Thompson sing. However, he start today trend at the end of the year. Describe wins for the year. Trend at the year. Well, someday give testimony or the paper day use like joke. For instance, how chicken whacker entered the house on Christmas Day, that cane tin. That's a joke. That's supposed to be a joke.
Whacker. The
how
chicken
whacker entered the house on Christmas. This is what it should be. This should be a cracker, shouldn't it?
So
I'm going to remember this, and then next year when I pull a cracker, when I'm pulling a cracker away, I'm going to read this out as my joke and we'll go, right, let's see if you get this one.
I'm just wondering though, Jay, is the chicken whacker, is that the dude that comes to kill the chickens for Christmas dinner? Chicken whacker.
That cane tin. Something huge. Oh man. He's fucking bragging, isn't it? This now one of the words where internet comedian Sibana Boost take blow. For the viral comedy skit, him ask to keep him ATM with POS pessin, make he borrow money as he they expect something huge. So it's a joke about he keeps asking the ATM to give him some more money, to borrow more money, as he's expecting something huge. Him. Something huge. It's fucking mental, innit? Them done they carry me go where I know now. Them done they carry me go where I know now. Sounds like someone from Barnsley.
No. Them don't they carry me go where I know. No.
Carry me, go. Yeah, I know. What's this
So
one?
they don't carry me where I don't want. I don't know. No. Fuck off, man.
It says, with it mean confusion or in the age of private commercial car business when passing they carry you for back pass road where you know sabi.
No, savvy, where you're not, where you don't, an area you don't know, where you're not sure of, is it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
so when you're in a commercial, a private commercial car business, when person that's carrying you, so the driver, it goes for a back road, a back passage, where you're not happy. So it's yeah. So you don't want. So what he's saying is he don't want it in the back passage, innit?
Yeah,
Don't be carry me go
especially
away. I know.
something huge in the back passage.
Yeah, something huge, and then him in his back passage.
That's kind of sensible. Japa, that sounds racist.
French ambassador to Nigeria, Madam Emmanuel Blackman bin asked wetting Japa mean. Nah, so Nigerian one twist her brain, say nah entrepreneurial spirit. He reached to shout, them don't they carry me go, we are I know no. That was last one.
Where I know, yeah.
Yeah, them don't they carry me. So don't tell me where I don't fucking know about back passage. That's what that means, isn't it? I don't know what this one is. You never hear see Don Japan. I don't know. I don't get that one. I can't get that one. This is just, honestly, man, it's fucking mind numbing. It just like makes your brain melt. Breakfast. There's what I can relate to. He don't cast last. Now everybody go chop.
God. What?
Breakfast for Nigerian, no be morning food again. Who besides who gets the time for Lagos? Nah, the new word for when pessin dump you.
What's
right.
pessin,
Okay.
anyway? What's pessin?
That's a person.
Person. Okay, right.
So when you get dumped, when your person dumps you, like that, them don't serve breakfast. Right. So if someone's dumped you, you say it like that, them don't serve breakfast. So when you're telling somebody, oh, what? As you and Brenda? Oh, Brenda, like that, them don't serve breakfast. And fucking hell, what happened? Oh, you know, usual fucking. Couldn't stand the fucking curlers at me. Kept fucking scratching me in the face. So she fucking dumped me because I kept moaning about him. Yeah, huge. He's huge. He plenty. Another one where they come from the stables of Burma Boy. Not he plenty. He they come from. I know another song from him 2022 Love. Damn it, where him call it plenty. Eat plenty. Okay. Yeah, fuck it.
All I'll say is thank fuck that's over. Talk about a mind.
Isn't it? I mean, fucking hell.
Man.
Oh, that is incredible. I mean, reading that, no wonder they don't bother learning to read and write. How are we going
to integrate these people over here? It's going to be very, very tricky. Like, you know, we have a lot of Nigerians coming over here to Ireland at the moment, and it's going to be fun trying to integrate them.
Yeah, and it's a shame, really, that it comes to this, that people feel like they have to get any, a little bit of a decent life, that they have to leave the country where they were born. I mean, I think that's probably the fucking saddest thing about it all. But what it does do is it puts places that have got this, that have got amenities. It puts more pressure on them. I'm going to say countries have got together, but that's just fucking.
Well, I mean, Nigeria is a very, very resource-rich part of the world. Like, it is really,
Yeah.
really rich in oil and gold. You name it. Like, some of the some of the some of the stuff that they can provide to the world. Like, and I doubt very, very much of that richness ever filters its way back down to the people. Unlike what was going on in Libya before they killed off Gaddafi. Like, he made sure that a lot of the riches did filter back down to the people. Like, that was one of the richest countries in Africa at one point, up until the neocons had their way with that man and totally destroyed him.
Yeah. Look, they've got a fucking stranglehold on everything everywhere. Like I said, Africa's got fucking minerals. For it to be such a poor continent, how poor it is a fucking is a crime against humanity. So few people are able to control its minerals and its natural resources. It's a fucking joke, an absolute fucking joke. I just want to be left alone. Don't you just want to be left alone? Leave me alone, you cunts.
Yeah. I'd imagine, like, if Africa was left to develop properly, like, probably there's probably too much. There's probably too many warlords got their fingers in too many filthy little pies as well for it ever to sort of like develop like quite naturally. Like, it'd be very, very hard for it to develop naturally without corruption. So it's an ideal place for the likes of your neocons and your warmongers to go in and turn crap upside down and rape the place while they're at it. Like, so.
Yeah, there's evil people everywhere, unfortunately, and we've got to fucking live with the cunts. Shall we stick there? I don't know. I'm dead anus here about me fucking. Do you know, I'm like dead. No, I wouldn't say it's a major thing, and it had gone away recently. But I've got to if I've got two cubes next to me, and I've got to have them in same, position, in same face, red facing front, yellow facing up, and green facing to the right, and blue. I don't know. I used to be like it, but I am. And now I've started doing it again, because you know what happened the other day? I kicked my foot and I kicked something. And what I would have normally done back in days, I'd have evened it up by kicking my other foot against something. I can't do that. See? So I felt a bit off, like, you know what I mean? I was a bit out of it, off that day. Things just felt a little bit unbalanced. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, I'll tell you what we should do. We should see if anybody wants to jump on and say hello.
Yeah, of course.
To us for the last half hour. We've got half hour. Have you got Jimmy, you want to share with us?
Well, I was going to ask you, like, did you hear any more information about what's been going on in Durham over the Christmas, like, which was very, very. It's a story that's been getting a lot of traction about the 8 people who died suddenly on Christmas Day. Did you hear much about that story?
I did hear something, a whisper, but I wouldn't be able to tell you anything. Go on, describe it for me.
Well, there's not much to describe except like that, like basically like the number of people who would not die suddenly in that particular part of England that time of the year would be about 1, which was like traditionally the normal, like, but basically like to have 8 all on Christmas Day was a bit unusual. So it's getting a lot of attention. Like, they didn't go too much into details and stuff, but I think we can probably sort of like, by putting 2 and 2 together, we could probably sort of like narrow it down to probably a few cardiac issues and stuff like that. Like, whether it's anything out of the normal, I think we know it's kind of like not normal. Because like somebody like was pointing out that like 1 would be about the you'd expect maybe 1 a day or something like that, but to have 8 was a bit unusual. So anyway, that's about all I'll share with it, because like then we have to go down fucking rabbit holes, and
yeah, we don't want to go down them.
No,
rabbit holes are rubbish.
Yeah, we'll wait till we get a rumble up and running, and then we can run down a few rabbit holes maybe.
Yeah. We certainly will. We certainly will.
Yeah.
Are they even burying the electric pylons? The fucking hell's
Sean
happening?
Hammer is saying that it happened at a few hospitals or so, he's told. I guess that's in relation to the eighth deaths. So, like, is that would that be between a couple of hospitals in the Durham area, or is it several hospitals that were reporting similar incidents? Maybe you could be a little bit more clarity, maybe, Sean, if you have any more info, would appreciate it.
Yeah, I did. I know that the NHS has been like fucking over Christmas period has just been overrun. I really don't know I really don't know what's going to happen. I would be very reluctant to be in an NHS facility, an hospital. I'd be very reluctant. I'd have to probably be dead before I went, I think.
Yeah, I'd be the same, Jay. I'll be avoiding doctors, hospitals, for the foreseeable future anyway. Last place I want to be. And I would probably rather just die at home, put it that way.
Yeah, let me see. Someone says, how many subs have you got on Rumble? Let me have a look, because I've not had a look. Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. That's what we should be singing. That'll be thingy tune, won't it? Because I don't know. Where does it? How do you find out where you are?
Well, I'm there on. Oh, is that 7 subscribers? Is it? Unsubscribe 7. It looks like it's not giving me a hell of a lot of information, but it looks like 7 there. So I presume that there's 7 subscriptions, which is, how many was there earlier on? Just the one, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, me, I'm only one. I can't even fucking tell where to get at.
It doesn't look like that's it. It looks like your channel might need a little bit of work or something. I don't know. I do have a Rumble channel. I'll check it out. I'll see if I'll compare mine to yours later on. And I know there's very little going on in my Rumble, but it is there. It's a bit. There's a few little bits on it, not much though. So.
See, I don't even know where you can fucking see how many fucking subscribers you've got. I just don't know. Weird.
Well, that link that I posted in, there's a little subscribe button top right, and it's you probably need to do a little. I don't know. Can you set your Rumble? It might be possible to set Rumble up like your YouTube, like with a channel page or something like that. At the moment, it looks like it's just coming up as a listings page. Sort by views, duration. although a lot of the channels I do follow do come up similar to that, with a listings page. So that's probably quite normal. What happens if I click on a video? That video's got 5 views, 1 Rumble. It's not actually saying anywhere how many people are. Not that I can see. I can't see anything where it says how many people are subscribed or. I'm sure it's there in your back office somewhere, though, Jay.
I'll have to have half a day on it, having a look around and working out what to do and how to upload stuff and that. I think I could spare half a day. I think I can spare half a day. Let's see if it still works.
Have you guys seen Hitler?
Has it got you?
Did I get booted again?
You're frozen. You're definitely frozen. Oh, there you go. He's gone. He's gone. Oh, there you are. Sorry about that. I should stop doing that, shouldn't I? Oh, dear me. There we go. I'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. Sorry about that, Jim. I wonder why that's happening, though. I wonder why that's happening. That's fucking. It's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, that, Jimmy. I don't know why that's happening.
No, me neither. Well, I've looked at we'll figure it out later on. It's just a bit annoying at the moment. That's all. But it is odd, like, because I don't know. You've done this so many times, and it never. I don't think it's ever done this before. So, very, very odd.
Yeah. It's like a replay, says Spanish Chicken. I don't know what that means. Replay. Vernon Coleman released a vid about a cardiac journal report that concluded the juice caused inflammation and damage to the endothelium and may be a factor in the rising cardiac arrest strokes. Okay. Okay. Cool. Check that out if you want.
I was actually watching Vernon Coleman there today. He did put out a video via the expose. I think it's the exposenews.com. I really hate that paper because they're so bloody annoying. Like, you can't read one article on their page without them hitting you with 5 or 6 pop-ups like this is your last chance to support our newspaper before it gets taken down, and all this crap. Like, they've been threatening the same thing ever since the start of the pandemic. Like, all these, do you know what? A lot of these social media codes, they just drive me up the walls because they're just like, if you go to places like YouTube now these days, it's like going on a little tour down, say, your main high street, and you got Romanian beggars on either side, and everybody's got their bloody hand out. It's like, it's crazy. How are you, Robert?
Robert, how are you?
Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year, Rob. Yeah, good to see you, bro.
And to you, mate, and to you.
Nice to see you healthy again, Jimmy.
Thanks. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back in the land of the living.
Was it a bad one then?
It was actually, yeah, just for a few days. But it was the worst part was not being able to sleep. Really, it's just kind of like going in and out of consciousness, and it was like, and I was honestly afraid to sleep. I was actually afraid to sleep in case I didn't wake up. That sort of a way. But after about 3 days, I started to be able to get a few hours sleep, and then it started to improve a bit. So it was just uncomfortable more than anything else.
Yeah, it was that bad. You were afraid to go to sleep, man. Fucking
yeah,
hell.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever had an illness where I felt that bad. That's scary stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to sleep anyway, Rob, because that's the night I'd forgotten what it was like to have such a high temperature and stuff like that. So I'd forgotten that it's very, very difficult to sleep with a high temperature. But I literally was, I did not want to sleep for 2 days just in case. I wouldn't have been awake just to bring my temperature down if I needed to,
I remember when I the last time I had a really high temperature, I always get really bad dreams. Did you get that?
No, I didn't sleep at all. So
yeah, I used to get really bad dreams. I remember the worst thing I ever had was when I was a kid, and I had a really, really high temperature, and I started to hallucinate. And I could see like spiders and snakes everywhere. It was weird as fuck. It really was. It was really and quite scary. Hello, Spanish.
How you doing, Rob?
I'm good,
Jimmy,
man. Yeah.
Jimmy.
Hey, Spanish.
Jake, nice to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Yeah, once you go over the 103 mark, that's when the hallucinations start, I believe. And I was hallucinating quite a bit, like over the course of the Christmas. But look, not too bad. Got through it anyway, which is the main thing. And
yeah.
And I think the most important.
Go on.
Just the most important thing for anybody who does have a very, very high temperature, if you need to bring it down quickly, you might even know this, Robert, too, that you wrap cold towels around the bottoms of your legs, and that brings your temperature down in a big hurry. So that's kind of like a last resort. You don't want to use that like indiscriminately, but as a last resort, it'll work.
Yeah, there's a lot of with high temperatures. There's a lot of talk about whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I know this might sound a bit controversial, but even I think the lady that's going to come on to my channel, Amanda Vollmer, I think she would say that having a high temperature is a sign of you healing. Your body is actually healing by dealing with it. But we've all been taught that that's a really bad thing. But yeah, and I think even Clive de Carle might have even said that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Raise your body, Rob. Raise your body temperature above the immunity of the virus or the contagion that you have. That's what kills it. That's
Yeah.
why your body does it.
Yeah. So that's what
So,
you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't cool yourself down. Get in
Yeah.
there, load of blankets, sweat it out.
Sweat it out. Yeah. You often hear that, don't you? But do
You
you
might
remember in
feel-
the movies? Do you remember in the movies? You always used to see like in the cowboy movies and things, and people would be going, the guy would be like on his bed, and the woman would be around him going, mopping his brow.
Yeah, put cold flannel on your face.
Yeah.
put
It
hot
would be,
flannel on your
and again,
face.
is it? You just think is that all part of the programming?
But the wiping of the sweat is one thing, but you should
Yeah.
heat the body. Heat the body, let the body heat itself right up. It just takes out all the bad shit.
Yeah.
That's what temperatures do. That's why you do it. Your body does it without you telling it to, you don't actually naturally think, I feel really hot, I'll get in bed. You get in bed and your temperature is raging, and that's
Yeah.
your body fighting. So you chuck the blankets on, forget your cold flannel on your forehead. It might make you feel a bit better, but get in bed, sweat it out.
Were you shivering, Jimmy, with the high temperature?
I wasn't, no, and I wasn't ill or nothing. It was very, very odd. It was just no, I wasn't shivering or nothing. It was it was weird. It was very, very. Normally, if I had a temperature so high, I'd be shivering, and that's the normal fever. But no, nothing like that. Weird.
Yeah, there you go, Paula. Paula said it there. There you go. Look, feed a cold, starve a fever.
Yeah, I didn't eat
that's-
for days, actually. That's why that was another thing I didn't do, because I said just in case. I was starving after about 2 days. I was like, shit, I can't go another day without eating. But I did sort of do that. But
Did you
but
lose a few pounds?
I don't know. I never weigh myself. I doubt it. I doubt I lost anything. I doubt, I don't lose weight. I've been the same weight since I've been 12 years old. So,
What about you, Spanish? When was the last time you had a really bad temperature?
Well, probably about 3 months ago when I had food poisoning.
Oh, right. Yeah, that can bring it on.
That's when I had the camera up there.
Yeah. Touch your toes, up it goes.
Yeah.
So Spanish, you've been a TV star.
And I watched it myself. I watched the star being born.
Was it X-rated?
I watched the starfish being born.
Starfish.
And I
What do you
did
mean you
lose
had
weight.
feet up your ass?
Yeah, I did lose weight. Yeah.
Not pleasant, is it, Spanish? I've had one before and one down my throat. I felt like Neil Sanders.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't. I probably got modern medicine as opposed to yours being older stuff, and also down the front. I think down the throat, down the nose is really intrusive. At the Jacksy, it was a breeze, absolutely. I don't think there was any lube.
You'll be all right.
Oh, this conversation is heading downhill quick, guys.
Well, we'll drop that. We had that conversation 3 months ago. No, I bounced back. I'm fine. I think I've put the weight back on. Lost a little bit lately. Been doing a lot of work. And my mum's had a bit like you, Jimmy. She had a chest infection, funnily enough. And probably 5 weeks ago, she got it. 27th of November, I picked her up in Cornwall, brought her back to Bristol. and within 3 days in bed for 4 weeks. And I cooked her tea every day, and now great. 2 days ago, she was out in the garden cleaning the windowsills. She goes, I always like to go around clean the windowsills, and I picked all the fronds off the whatever the tree is. It's not a tree; it's like a palm thing blown all over the garden. And I said, "Well, that's it, Mum." I reckon the last week she actually conned me into cooking her food because she got so used to me going down there every night and doing it. So yeah, she's back. She's bounced back. She's 90 in February. So we can all bounce back.
My mum's been moaning in Spanish, right, about she's getting fed up cooking. She's 80. She's gonna be 88 this year. She's 87 at the moment. And and like we've been talking about getting maybe the Meals on Wheels in for her. Yeah, I mean,
she'll moan about that.
Honestly, she would, right? So I turned around and I said, "How about I cook you some meals?" I said, and then I'll freeze them, and then you can just take them out of the freezer and then heat them up. And she went, "Oh no, I don't want you to go and do all that trouble." It's like I'm offering a solution,
As long as it's not the final solution, Rob, you're sorted.
Yeah, but coming back to you were saying about being ill and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a year now of knocking the weed on the head, and I probably have to say that this has been the healthiest year I've had since giving up smoking and weed.
Is that your lungs?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I'm still suffering like fuck, man, with dreams. Every night,
I do.
Oh, honestly, I wake up and I feel like I've done a day's work, and it's like I don't know. I'm trying everything. I'm trying to read books now before I go to bed to try and take my mind, distract my mind. I can't seem to stop dreaming. I've never had dreamt so much in my life. Sorry?
If you don't have a dream, how are you going to make your dream come true?
As the song goes.
All right, Jason Donovan. Hey.
No, did he have like loads of fucking coke? He had what would they make of that now? I mean, he's technically on a dream coke. Would that be considered gay? Because this year, last year, if you sum up last year in 2 words, it would be Ukraine and gays. Yeah. And that gays is just a big blanket for other people who describe themselves in other fucking ways. But that's the 2 words that I'd use for 2022.
I'd have said UK's and trans.
Well, maybe, but I mean that comes under the umbrella, doesn't it? It comes under the umbrella because most people who are trans are not heterosexual, are they? In the fact that in the makeup, the genetics, the biology.
Steady, Jason. A lot of trans aren't gay.
Yeah,
in fact, they go into prison and shag all the women.
They don't even like gays or lesbians.
But they are by definition, though, aren't they? Because let's face it, if you're a man and you turn into a woman, right, you're gay. Because if you wear another woman, that's gay. If you go with a man, if you then choose a man as a sexual partner, that's also still gay. So no matter what you do, it's gay.
You try telling that to LGBTQ people, and they
I don't know anything. I know what's there. They have nail files and all sorts.
Did you see that Cardiff protest where the trans were there and all the gay lesbians were there, and the police escorted the gay lesbians out of the protest because the trans protested about the fucking lesbians?
Yeah, they don't, because they don't like lesbians because the fact that they identify as women who like women, and the whole thing about the LGBTQ is like they don't identify as male or female. Like they'd much rather identify as cats, dogs, inanimate objects.
The funniest thing, Jimmy, was the police don't identify as policemen anymore because they just fucking go with the bigger mob.
No, they're officers, aren't they?
Ossifers.
Orifices. Going back to the old anus.
A good point where I can interrupt because it's a good place to say it. where Jason came out with a very good joke on the Jimmy O show, and when I was talking about myself, and Jason said, "If you're not buying salve, you're bisexual."
No, if you don't buy salve, you're bisexual.
You're bisexual.
I think it's a great logo. I think it's a great logo. You know, and then I think you'll get people who are both bisexual and one sexual. Is that one a word? One sexual?
Asexual.
No, asexual means no sex at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
Spanish. I think that's not what's happening with Spanish right now. Him rubbing his salve on his missus' back.
Oh yeah, she come down a few times. Oh, can you rub this on my shoulder? Can you put this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be plagued now.
There was a bit of movement apart from her shoulder, I can tell you.
It's got verbal Viagra as well, you know.
That's what I was thinking.
If you need any help in that department, I know when you get to a certain age, you know, things don't, you know, stop happening.
Jason, I like your leaf in the background.
It's good, isn't it?
Does it light up? Hey.
I bet it does.
It flashes. Not that we're
Makes a little
endorsing
beeping sound as
anything
well.
illegal here.
See if you can hear that.
No.
Probably can't hear it.
What does it
I'm
do?
not hearing much anyway.
What's it do?
It vibrates probably.
Does it beat like a heartbeat?
Makes a beeping sound. No, it just goes beep 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 beep.
Oh, that's
There
the
you go.
same one the police got.
Someone bought me that for Christmas. I don't know who it were. Oh shit! There you go. There we go. So let's see what
J.K.
that
Rowling-
was. Monosexual. That means monosexual. That's it. Then when you just like, you know, you only like one flavour.
I see J.K. Rowling, though, she ended up getting into a huge spat again with more LGBTQ community people because of the fact that she opened up a rape crisis centre just for women in Scotland there, just before Christmas, I think it was. And she was getting hammered online by the LGBTQ crowd over it, like, you know, because of the fact that she just wanted a place for women who've been affected by rape to come to be safe away from.
Would that be women with cocks complaining? It's the only women who's going to complain, isn't it? Fuck me.
You said, Jason, about predictions. I really think they're going to bring in the CBDCs this year. I really think that.
You reckon? Yeah. Well, it's all been pumped up for that, and it's all been set up for that.
It really is. I just think it's really going to happen this year. America just had like $1 trillion. They've just printed $1 trillion or something. I mean, it's just stupid the amount of money they're printing now.
Who printed that?
America.
Yeah, but there's 31 trillion in debt. They can print what they want.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna go on before they collapse it. It's gonna go on a little while.
Oh yeah, the dollar won't collapse this year. I don't think. I think it's got another year at least.
The dollar's been collapsing since about 2006. So it's not going to collapse this year. If it does, it'll be out of blue, and it could be any year. But it has been collapsing since 2006.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to collapse. I don't think it'll be allowed to collapse.
No, they keep doing it.
The only thing that's stopping it.
When you actually realise what 31 trillion is, yet they're giving away all this billions and billions and billions to Ukraine. When you actually realise what the debt is, they can't collapse it that quick. It would be a catastrophe on a scale you would not believe for every country in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can't do it that quick. I understand what you're saying about bringing in CBDCs. They're going to try and do it, they're going to try and coerce people. They're going to tighten up the what you can borrow, what you can use. You know, I understand that, but it's going to take 3 or 4 years. The normal people don't even hear about these things. It's
Nigeria's
not that
rejected it, Spanish, haven't they?
yeah, but Nigeria, we're not in Nigeria.
But was it
No, I know.
Nigeria or Zimbabwe? I was trying to think of which one it was.
Yeah,
they
I think
rejected this.
Yeah, I think it was Nigeria, Jimmy. I think
Right.
they've rejected. But then again, right, and then you have to take this into account as well. They're very cynical about government anyway. You know, they don't trust any government anyway. So
Is it Iran that just said they're going to evolve this year onto the gold standard?
I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
And
well,
we
that's it then. They're going to kick them fuckers in, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah, that's well, we just had the thing with Israel shooting rockets over. So yeah, if you go on a gold standard, I mean, everyone's buying gold. Apparently, all the world banks are buying gold. So if someone
Including
says
Chris Partridge,
well, he's buying a few trinkets, I don't know about gold. A few trinkets.
with his new app.
Anyway, at least gold's fucking a thing. You can have it and it's there, unless you buy paper gold, which is just as bad as fucking crypto.
Yeah, you got to get your Cougarans, gold sovereigns, and your physical gold in hand, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you need it physical. It's no good having it fucking. It's just another. It's as bad as fiat currency if it's a piece of paper.
On deposit, yeah, they're no good at all.
You can buy, I think, the silver now and gold, and you can buy them like in a rectangular, in the little grams, and then you can snap them off as well. So they're in a.
You've got to be very careful where you buy it. You've got to buy it from a really proper
every
institution.
time I bought gold, I've bought it from Bullion by Post. They're quite a reputable company.
Other companies are available.
Other companies are available, but yeah, that's where I bought my gold before, is Bullion by Post. So, but yeah, you can buy those ones now, and they're in like you can. So let's say there was a financial crisis,
You snip them
you
off.
could use it as some sort of, I don't know.
I reckon you're on fucking retainer with them, aren't you? You're like on a cut for them for bullionbygold.everybody.com. I mean, I don't endorse them or anything, but bullion by gold. I tell you, a bit of an entrepreneur, what with Sal and fucking bullion sales and stuff like that.
So Rob,
Richard Branston.
So
well, I think in about a year's time, when Rob gets really so big, he's going to be on the Stu Peters show along with all the rest of the people selling gold bullion. You know, that could be the way it goes.
Is that what Stu Peters is doing now?
That's what they all do, man. You know, once the channels,
I don't know.
once the channels get quite big following, you know, then they get approached by companies to sell their gold or whatever products that they have going. Like, or who knows, you might have Alex Jones knock on your door to sell some of his super twanger upper. Get a jar of super twanger upper.
It's a kind of an old. What they're trying to push is an old hedge, isn't it? If gold's been around for 4,000 years and you've got a bit of gold. Because there was a thing on the internet today about the Americans are now having a chat about how we're going to stop the bank runs if war in Ukraine and Russia really escalates. Buy gold. So Rob, how much when you snip that little bit off of your gold will a loaf of Hovis cost?
Well, exactly. I don't. Who knows?
Yeah, you might need bigger bars with smaller snippers.
I mean, at the moment,
bigger bars with smaller snippers.
At the moment, they're printing so much money. Inflation is just going to get stupid, isn't it? It's just, your money's getting less and less, worth less and less. And
I know, but there's so many channels, promoting gold in apocalyptic fucking connotations of the world. It's not going to happen that quick. And if it did, who are you going to trust to trade your gold?
Who are you going to buy? Who are you going to trust?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So your baker's got a loaf of bread, and you go up to him, you go, "I've got this bar of gold. I can snip all off." He's going, "It's not fucking good to me. Where am I
going to bake my own bread?" Spanish.
Where are you getting corn from?
It's I'll
Flower.
tell you what though, it's not something you want to be flashing around. If the shit hits the fan, right, you don't want to be going around to your local baker and flashing gold around, or you could be followed home.
And rob for your loaf of bread because the gold ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
It'll be
Look
knocking
at that
on my
bloke over
door.
there. He's got loads of that strange stuff, but he's got a loaf of bread. Grr. The bread's going to be the value because that's what you're going to fucking eat, not your gold.
But I have noticed, like a lot of the fear porn artists who usually going around selling the collapse have been fairly quiet this last couple of months now. It's as if the collapse is not going to happen anymore, and or
I've
maybe
been
I'm
watching the wrong channels then, Jimmy.
maybe yeah.
So just may I ask you all, what was your favourite Christmas present then that you got, or what's the most memorable one? Even you don't have to do favoritism. Shall I start? Look, this is my new. I'm gonna start walking in the country. I thought it was about time. I get fed up slipping and sliding everywhere, so I'm going to start walking. So there we go. I've started it off for you.
I had a Christmas present from Mam.
Pamadol.
Paracetamol.
That's the truth. That's what's Christmas present, and they were brilliant.
Well, we've seen Jason's. He's got his little leafy weefy.
And me Barry Bannon signed shirt.
Yeah, I see your shirt up there as well. Yeah,
Wife got me that.
nice.
I'll tell you what.
Didn't you get your jacket as well, Jason?
Oh yeah, I got that before Christmas though because I couldn't wait.
Have you got it close by? I think you should show that off. I think it was very nice.
I haven't got it close by now. No, it's downstairs.
It was an F1 jacket, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Red Bull one.
Red Bull. It was very nice. Really smart. What about you, Spanish? Apart from myself.
Well, I gave it all away.
Never waste an opportunity.
Never waste an opportunity.
I had a phone call on Christmas Day from his son. Said, "Dad, you got a job?" I said, "What do you mean I got a job?" He said, well, "There's a call out." I said, "Who fucking made you God?" Okay. So I was out at 12 o'clock on Christmas Day, doing some work.
Rinsing some fucker. That's what you were doing, weren't you? You were fucking rinsing them.
Jason, he was making them bend over, all right?
They were having to pay, and it was raining, so I felt justified.
Well, never mind. You should have said it. Why? I don't know why it rains on Christmas Day. It's Jesus' day, not Noah's, isn't it? So it shouldn't rain at all. It's disrespectful, isn't it? All that.
I always think when it rains, it's God crying on me. And I live in Bristol, and it seems to rain every fucking day.
Yeah, it has been like that for a while. It's fucking
same here.
I'm waiting for the cold. I like the winter when it's cold, but no rain.
It's just wet, isn't it?
Yeah, totally wet.
Rain.
Oh, I'm talking about weather. The most Britishest thing ever. 3 people and an Irishman can do is talk about the fucking weather.
Did it rain on Christmas Day, Jimmy?
No, didn't actually.
Oh, did it snow?
No, with no snow. It was lovely and mild. In fact, it was a nice day. Not that I got a chance to go out and enjoy it. Now I was wrapped up in a blanket, and but apart from that, it was a nice day.
That'd be global climate warming change.
That'd be it. Yeah, that'd be it.
Well, my prediction for next month will be you're freezing your tits off.
Well, on that bright and cheerful note, from Spanish Chicken, who resides somewhere in the basement of Denny's soul. So
no, not there.
Is on that note, we'll end this broadcast. Thanks very much, Jimmy.
Just before we go, can I just ask everyone if you want to watch the show? Just to remind everyone, I am doing an interview with Amanda Vollmer. It's going to be on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to watch it. It is going to be a late one. It's a week Wednesday. It's 11 p.m. The reason why is because I'm a Freemason. No, I mean the reason why is because she's in Canada and her shop shuts around that time. So they offered me 4 p.m. or 11 p.m. and I thought 4 p.m. now. So I'd rather go for the late one. We're a late bunch of people anyway, I think. So we're gonna so subscribe to my channel. I will put it here. I'll post it in the chat.
Is that a live, Rob, or is it recorded?
No, it's going to be a live. It's going to be a live chat. And the reason we didn't do it on Raconteurs, as Jimmy said earlier, it's she can be a little bit controversial. So
explain, mate. Everybody subscribe to Health Freedom Robert's channel, Health Freedom UK. You'll see that it's on the 11th at 11 o'clock with Amanda Vulva and
Volma.
Sorry,
Volma even. Volma.
Vulva. Oh, right.
Vulva. We know what's on your mind, Jason, don't we?
Well, you did say it could be controversial, and with a name like that, then I would imagine she is Amanda Vulva.
She shortened her name to ADV because she's Amanda Dawn Volma.
Okay, ADV. That sounds like a disease of the vulva.
It just gets worse, doesn't it?
You wouldn't want that
disease, vulva.
I've got 20 questions for her. As Jason knew, I had to really prepare because they had a list of like things you had to go through.
I'd have just gone now. I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
So yeah, I've
so that's off here for that. Listen, it's worth a subscription for the work he's put into it. I'll tell you now, because if she's worth the work, then she's going to be a really good interview. So on the 11th,
I think it'll be as good as Clive de Carl. It'll be as good as Clive de Carl.
As good as, yeah, there you go. And so
I hope you don't blow your channel up.
If I get a strike, I get a strike. Hey, it's a trendy thing these days, isn't it?
Yeah, just make sure it's recorded and you'll be safe.
Yeah.
Well, it's always recorded on here anyway, isn't it? So.
Okay. Adios, amigos.
Yes,
everyone.
Everybody wants to chat afterwards. I don't
know if I'm doing a show tomorrow. I might just jump on and do a random one. I'll see how I feel.
Get on.
Well, thanks for coming on last Tuesday, weren't it? You came on last Tuesday. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I did the show last Tuesday. What day is it? That was a good show. Apart from Dinny appearing.
just jump on, Rob, tomorrow night. Just jump on and we'll have a chat.
Yeah, okay. What on Freedom or Raccoons? Yeah, we'll do the Raccoons again.
Yeah, cool.
More people. Night. Yeah, more people. Maybe just jump on and we'll do some health shit. Yeah.
Right, there you go then. So it's like a dating site, isn't it? We do everything. Yeah. We keep people alive by keep putting them on his death list. They're all fucking still here.
Has anyone got Rob on the death list?
No, I'm too old.
Someone did try to have me, didn't they? Someone did try to have me, but I said, "How are you going to get a fucking t-shirt if I win? If you win?"
No one's won it yet. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, we aim too high. I think if we had reduced the age limit down to below 40, I'm sure somebody would have won it by now.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, anyway, never mind. We'll see you on Friday, everybody. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Spanish. And
cheers, folks.
Enjoy your week, and we'll see you on Friday. And after chat if you want. Up to you.
Have you put the link in, Jay? Oh yeah, you have.
You did, yeah.